Hi guys, how are you? This is EBM Ernest Boniface Makulilo from EBM Scholars Show. Today I'm very much excited because I know you are one among the people who successfully applied for the Green Card Lottery, the V Lottery. And most of you have been asking the questions about the possibility of winning. Some they wanted to start thinking about what things they have to prepare in case they win the Green Card Lottery. And we usually say there are millions of people who are applying, but you want to know exactly your chances. So on this video, I come here with numbers, analytics, exactly data, which will help you to guide you to determine whether you'll be able to win or not. So let's stay together up to the end, and we are going to talk about Green Card Lottery by numbers. How many people exactly from each particular country or particular continent applied for the lottery, and how many people from that particular continent won the Green Card Lottery, so that you can be able to determine and what countries usually they get higher number of people as winners to come to the United States of America. Okay, guys? This is EBM, as I said before, but before we go on, remember to click on the subscription button on this side. After clicking the subscribe and you hit the notification bell, we can be able to get in touch here, making more videos, more information, which I can be able to do that. So let's start with this kind of data. I have a lot of papers. I've been doing this, a lot of numbers, cracking the code. I can simply say that way. You know, I'm not very good in math, so I had to make sure that I put all the numbers before in front of me, like you can see. I don't know if you can be able to see clearly, I don't know, but my handwriting is so bad. I think I was supposed to be a doctor, but I did social sciences. So as you all know that Green Card Lottery, usually I tell people after applying, don't start bothering yourself. Don't start like every single day thinking about what is going to happen. But the data I have here is the data from 2008 to 2017, 2018, around that time. So it's a lot of information. But remember, Green Card Lottery started since 1995, back in the day. So certain data is not already posted online. So this is the data. If you go to some of the websites, they give you just for instance, like if you go, for instance, in the Wikipedia, they will tell you how many people applied. For instance, they can tell you people who applied last year is 23 million people who were able to apply. But how did they come to that number? So that number is many applicants, the main entrants. Like for instance, I'm the one who applied, but if I have a wife, including in my application, if I have 5 kids, all those will be included as applicant. That's why they call is the entrance plus the derivatives. So in the other ways, when you include spouses and children, they are also considered to have that number. So what I went through, so in order to reduce, because in the end, when it comes to the Green Card Lottery to play around, they don't care whether you are married, whether you have kids, they don't care about that. So the derivatives doesn't help you into winning of the Green Card Lottery, but it helps. I mean, once you win, you will come with your family. So for instance, like the year last year, they include the total number of applicants, including dependents or derivatives. So you find out, for instance, just in Africa, the entire world, for instance, it was 23 million people who applied for the Green Card Lottery, DV 2018, 23 million, DV 2019 is 22.4 million, DV 2020, the one who are coming, have started being interviewed right now, is 23.1 million. So, but this is including the applicants who have dependents, derivatives, in other words. But I went there and take the data from 2008. I decided to take out all the derivatives, to take out the dependents, just the main entrants. How many applicants? Because when they are playing the applicants, they are taking the main applicants who are going to win. But if you win, you have kids who come along with your kids. If you win, you come along with your spouse. So those in the other way, they don't make sure that whether you win or not. So if we use like, oh, there are 23 million people who applied, it will be a wrong type of using that kind of analytics or those kind of data. So for instance, if we say like if last year, for instance, I'm giving an example, 2018, there are 10.7 million applicants from Africa, 4.4 million from Asia, 7.06 from Europe. But these are, all these millions is including those numbers, they are going to include derivatives. They are going to include dependents, but that is not to be a correct number of if we want to determine how many exactly applied to play the lottery as the main applicant, the entrance in the application. Because if you look on that way, they'll tell you the people who were selected, who won the lottery, for instance, they will tell you, I'm giving an example. In the DV 2020, for instance, they are telling for the winners from Africa were 31,000.5, 31,500 something. In Asia was 15,000. In Europe was 30,000. But all these numbers, if you go to look at, is including dependents. But we wanted to find the actual number of winners, the main applicant winners. Yes, they will come with their dependents. So these numbers will not be correct if you go to the Wikipedia. You can find it will help you to guide you. But I decided to go dig deeper from the government website, and I'll put the government website at the below here in the comments so that you can dig in and understand these kind of numbers. So without too much words explanation, let's go direct to the numbers. I'm starting. So on this one, because I cannot just go to start Africa, Asia, Europe, Latin America, Oceania, whatever. It will be too much time to spend. So I'm going just to use Africa. Obviously, I'm African. So let me give my body is in Africa. To give this is just like an example and to give the data example from Africa. So I'll use Africa as an example, but when I put the information here, you can be able to dig on your own to determine how many people in Europe were able to get this kind of information. Okay, so let's start with this one, because there is a video already explained like Africa usually get at about 40% of winners are usually coming from Africa. Then Europe is the second one, getting around 35-36%. Then followed by Asia and all other continents. I have a video in case you haven't seen that one. Try to watch that one, which was trying to give some of the background on that one. But this one is going to give specifics about particular region. I'm going to discuss about Africa. So in the year, let me start with 2008. So how many applicants were from Africa? And how many total applicants, excluding derivatives, excluding dependents? So this is the actual number of many applicants from Africa. So in 2008, there are 2,620,000, whatever. So it's 2.6 million. So 2 million, 2,620, whatever number, 513. Okay. The total number of applicants were 6.45 million. That is the total number of applicants in the year 2008. The total number of applicants in terms of percentage from Africa was 40.59% were from Africa. How many winners were from Africa? 22,960 from Africa won the lottery. And the total number of people who received the visa, who won and got the visa to come to America, the number was 46,633. So how many in terms of percentage from Africa won? It was 49.2% was Africa. So the rest of the region, so almost half of the winnings went to Africa. 2.6 applicants from Africa, 2.6 million. The total number of applicants was 6.45. 2009, the number went higher. The applicants in Africa was 2,000,078 applicants. But overall, the total of applicants, it was also higher. It was 9.1 million. The total number of applicants all over the world. And the 2.7 million out of 9 million, it was just like 30.4% win applicants were from Africa. But when it comes to the winnings, Africa alone produced 24,648. That means in the total number of winners who came to America, who received the visa, was 48,036. So Africa produced 51.31%. That was the winners from Africa. 2010, Africa was having 3.5 million applicants, and the total number of applicants was 5.7 million. So that was among the highest time of the year where Africa produced so many applicants, and it was 62% of all applicants came from Africa. 62% of applicants total, because 3.5 million applied from Africa and 5.7 were total number of applicants. And Africa produced 24,745 winners out of 51,312. So it was 48.2% of all winners were from Africa. So Africa is producing a lot. So I'm using example of Africa because I'm African, but also to show you how much percent Africa is getting. On the other video which I already showed, you can see the link below, or I can put it as a suggested here. I mentioned about total number percentage, like the following is Europe, usually around 36. Africa usually is getting around 40, going up all the time. And I want to prove you by giving you the actual numbers about Africa. Let's go to 2011. Number of applicants from Africa was 4.2 million. The total number of applicants all over was 12 million. So Africa at that time was producing, it was 35% of applicants were Africans. And the winners, again, it was 24,000 winners. 24,015 were from Africa out of winners. 24,000 winners out of 51,000 winners. So it was 46.97. So almost like 47% of winners were from Africa. I want to prove to you almost 40% of winners usually come from Africa. Then 2012, again, it was around 4.2 million applicants from Africa, but the number of applicants started going higher. The total number of applicants was 14 million. This number of total of applicants is excluding dependents. So the total number of Africans alone was like 28.8% of all applicants were from Africa. But that time, I don't know, it was following the September 11 or something. In the end, people, when they won, many people failed to come to America. So the winners from Africa who got the visa was 13,582, and the total number of people who managed to come was 34,463. So Africa produced 39.4%. Then 2013, Africa alone produced 5 million applicants out of 7.9 out of 8 million applicants. So almost 63.6% of all applicants were Africans. So I want to show you how competitive it is if you are African compared if you are European. So the total number of winners from Africa was 23,607, and these were the winners. In that year, they took 52,571. So Africa produced almost 45% of winners. Then 2014 was 5.2 million who applied from Africa, but the total number of applicants was 9.3 million. So Africa had 56% of applicants. So we are just applying. We want to come to America, which is not bad. It's very good. But if you come here, make sure that you come here to become the winner. So that year we produced the winners was 22,703 winners came from Africa, which was the 43.37% of winners were from Africa. So it was 22,703 winners from Africa, and the total number who came was 52,342. Then 2015, 4.8 million applicants came from Africa. Total number of applicants were 9.3 million. So Africa was having 51% of applicants came from Africa. And the winners, we produced 19,686. And the winners who came to America all over the world was 49,000. So we produce about 39.8%, or it's just like 40% if you want to put approximation of winners were Africans. 2016, again, we had almost like 51% of applicants were African. 5.8 million were Africans. Total number of applicants was 11 million. So we came to win 20,700 and something, and total number of people who came was 46,718. So 44.3% were Africans who want to come to America. 2017, the number of applicants from Africa is still going up. 6.6 million applicants. The total number was 12 million, 12.4. So almost 53% of applicants were African, and we won 19,211 were winners from Africa, and the total number of winners was 49,900. So it was almost exactly. So if you go to the percentage, was 38.4%. Then 2018, when we say like if you look like the total number of applicants with the derivatives and everybody was higher, so the total number of applicants from Africa alone was 7.7 million. The total number of applicants was 14.6 million, and 52% of all applicants were from Africa. So if you look all these numbers, what does that number tell you? That average, the number of applicants is almost 50% of applicants always are from Africa. And Africans are producing about 20,000 because they produce like 22,000, 24,000, 13,000 on one time, but 23,000, 22,000, 19,000, 20,000, 19,000. So average Africa as a continent is given 20,000 winners from Africa, which is roughly from 40 to up to 50% of winners are coming from Africa. Those are according to the data which I have collected from the website. And I'll put this data down on the comment. You can be able to see the links by yourself. You can even go to look on a specific country, your country. For instance, you can go, how many people from Cameroon won in 2008? How many people from Cameroon won this? So I have exactly country by country. You can see how many people applied from your country, how many people won from your country. You can see that. So that is just to make sure that you understand what does that mean. So what are your chances of winning? But this is the year 2019. Who people who applied for the DV 2021, the number will change a lot. Why the number will change? We see the applicants always is just is been going up 2 million, 3 million, 5 million, now 7 million. But the number of applicants will drop down almost a half. So the next 2019 for DV 2021, the applicants will be at least 3 million and not 7 million. Why? The introduction of the passport requirement will eliminate almost half of the people from Africa to apply, because many people don't have passport in Africa, and getting passport in many countries is very, very difficult. For instance, in Ghana alone, they produce applicants 1.9 million, Ghana alone. Ethiopia, almost 1 million applicants are coming from Ethiopia. So half of them, they might not have the passport. So that makes a little bit the number to go down. It's good news and bad news. Bad news for people who fail to apply, but it's good news for those who applied with a passport. That means the competition is going down, because instead of having 7 million people competing from 20,000 people, you have maybe 3 million or 2 million people from Africa competing for 20,000. The same number of people or winnings will be there. So those are some of the numbers you needed to know, and what your chances of winning green card lottery for 2021 and beyond. So if you have any question, please put your comment below here. I will answer your question. Otherwise, all the best. Thank you for your continued support. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and you'll be happy to get more updates. So thank you everyone, and goodbye. I think this information will be useful for you, to give you a perspective on how you can be able to win and how you can be able to continue with your plans to come to the United States of America. Goodbye, everyone.